Servus Männer, it's Red Pill Germany again. Today, again from the forest. A different forest, but a forest nonetheless. And what I want to talk about today is, of course, once again, how our so-called democracy in Germany is a farce at best. And more specifically, I want to talk about the fee for our public broadcasting that the broadcasting agencies wanted to increase, and the process for such an increase normally looks like that they try to calculate or actually just demand how much money they want. They determine their need, their demand of funds, of money. And then there should be some kind of an independent council or body that goes over this list of demands and the reasons why, and they make some changes. And then the 16 federal states, the parliaments more specifically of these 16 federal states, they need to ratify this new agreement. And now I reported about this from Magdeburg, from the capital of Sachsen-Anhalt. The parliament in Sachsen-Anhalt did not ratify this. And it is a state that is ruled by under a CDU governor, Mr. Haseloff, not to be confused with David Hasselhoff. But anyway, so that means that this increase should not have taken place. And actually, for a while now, it didn't. So the fee stayed the same. And then the public broadcasting, they sued against that at the Constitutional Court of Germany. Absolutely insane, if you ask me, that in and of itself. Because how is the Constitutional Court, and once again, I'm a lay person in terms of law or German law, but how is the Constitutional Court responsible for that? Anyway, so the Constitutional Court now yesterday decided that the increase is absolutely okay, and that the state of Sachsen-Anhalt, get this, try to understand what that actually means. The Constitutional Court said that the state of Sachsen-Anhalt was not allowed to vote against that increase. Yeah? So they have to ratify it, they have to vote on it, but they're not allowed to vote no. They must vote yes. But it is a vote in parliament. Yeah? So the elected representatives of the people of Sachsen-Anhalt came together in a session and they voted on this issue. And our highest court now says they are only allowed to vote yes. Because if the public broadcasting wants something, they must get it. And no state parliament, even though officially it's in the process, that it's the end of that process is the ratification of the federal states. They only are allowed to vote yes. So that means that our democracy in Germany is just a show. It's just to give this whole process the illusion or the facade of a democratic decision where the representatives, the elected representatives of the people, are maybe not deciding things, but in the end they're giving it the green light. They're saying, okay, this is fine, do it. But they're not allowed to say no. Very important. So I don't know. I mean, this is of course an older topic of mine, or an older theme that I continuously talk about, how our democracy is not real and it's simulated, blah blah blah. Maybe some people of you think that I sound like a broken record, but now even normies are saying that. I mean, it becomes clearer and clearer each week, each day. Now I read a headline, or I think it was Welt.de, some normie, conservative, mainstream newspaper, or well, for some people leftist, but what is left, what is right these days, where is our coordinate system anyway, but that's a whole different topic. Anyway, it's a pretty much normie newspaper, that's all. Maybe that word qualifies it best. And even they are asking the question, well, doesn't that look like then as if our democracy is only for show and not real? If parliament is only allowed to say yes but not no to something that an unelected institution, the Federal Broadcasting Board or however it's called, is deciding or requesting. Anyway, so it's quite interesting that they're saying, doesn't it look bad? They're not saying it is bad. They're saying, oh, that's unfortunate because it kind of looks bad. It makes it look like to those evil people as if they're right. Yeah. So their biggest concern is, of course, bad optics. Yeah. Quite interesting, actually. If you carefully read it, they're not saying our democracy is fake. They're saying, oh, it looks like it's fake. It could give ammunition to those evil people who criticize the state. And we can't have this. Maybe they shouldn't publish it then. Yeah? Maybe they shouldn't report about it then. Then nobody knows about it. How about that? Yeah, I'm getting cynical now. But anyway, in a way, that's a good thing because it just shows more people. As I said, even the normies are asking questions now. It shows them that something is wrong, something is not going correctly or as it should. Or to phrase it in a different way, as I said, that what we think is a democracy is actually not a democracy. It's just made to appear as if it was one. Okay, so while there are still people literally in prison for not paying this ridiculous fee when they don't even have a radio or a TV. Yeah, because as I said before, also when I reported to you from far away Magdeburg, I can't really decide if I would call that Eastern or Northern Germany. Well, it's Northeast to me. And this fee is taken from every household. Doesn't matter what you watch or if you even have a TV or internet or radio. As soon as you have an address in Germany and you're not exempt for some reason, like you're a welfare recipient or something, if you have no exemption and you have an address, you pay. So it is basically a tax. So I'm arguing that it is not a fee, it is actually a tax. And now, of course, the public broadcasting is celebrating this. This is a good day for our democracy because they have the self-image that they are the defenders of democracy. Because, if you spread corporatist New World Order propaganda, that is good for democracy. And if you have authoritative sources and the real truth, like it is reported on CNN, for example, that's pretty much the German public broadcasting. But they say that they're the real independent media because they're not dependent on any corporate money. They don't have shareholders and stuff. And of course, they're absolutely independent of the state. Of course. Yeah. They go through all kinds of, not too much actually, effort to once again give the appearance as if the public broadcasting and the state were completely separate entities and not at all connected. No, it's just public, but it has nothing to do with the state. Of course not. Yeah. But there is so much evidence, and if you just look at the whole setup, at the whole structure, it becomes evident instantaneously pretty much that this is state media, state TV, state radio, state internet now even. I mean, they have YouTube channels, where they pose as if they're YouTubers, but in fact they are employed in the public sector. They're public broadcasting employees, pretty much state employed. I don't know if they're officers or but no, politkommissars you could call them maybe. But that is just what I wanted to tell you guys. So that means we have to pay higher fees now, and they can continue to produce their brainless entertainment program and to spread their wicked propaganda and their lies and their poison. And yeah, with the relatively new social media platforms, they also reach our youth, unfortunately. And that is what they want. They not only want to influence old people, but also young people, with their public broadcasting YouTube channels for all sorts of things. All right, if there is something new happening here, I will of course report that. I will make a video or a little statement about it. So stay tuned. That, and by the way, that was not surprising. Everybody expected the Constitutional Court to rule in that way. But yeah, now that it actually happened, we at least know for sure where we stand here in Germany. Servus, Kameraden.